Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. I just wanted to bring up something, and one of the things that I wanted to bring up was to study and show thyself approved. That's very, very important in these times. And don't mind me as I'm flipping through these pages here, but there is some things that a lot of us, including the very own elect, got to understand. If we don't show ourselves approved by studying, we can be in some serious trouble. We can get deceived. We can get, how can I say it? We could be straight again from the path that Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai has set for us. It's a very, very narrow path, so it's not going to be easy. If you look at 2 Timothy 2:15, it says, study to shew thyself approved unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Because here's the thing, if you don't study to show yourself approved, you don't put that time in, wherever your secret place is for the Most High to work with you and for you to build with Him, you can be in some serious trouble, especially in the times that we in now, because people out here, they are wilding. You know what I mean? They are wilding. And I got some scriptures that can also help y'all understand this one too. And this is the thing y'all really want to watch out for, because it's in these churches like crazy. And it's honestly not, in my personal opinion, any good, I would say watch out for those that, they cause division with the doctrine. You can see that in Romans 16, verse 17. It says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. If you study thyself to, the Most High's liking and approval, then you won't have to worry about in future times, as long as you keep yourself on the right alignment and path with the Most High, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, you can definitely watch out in future time for anybody that may come to deceive you, especially if you are an elect, And these times that we're in now, the adversary is going to do his best to try to send people to throw you off, to knock you off your square. It's happened to me in my earlier walk, so now I'm paying better attention and I'm tapping into the spirit the right way with Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to my best abilities to watch out for certain things. Because if you learn the correct doctrine, then you could be able to pinpoint and see people like a sore thumb sticking out that is going to cause divisions or offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned. If you want to avoid them, because as I said, if you are a part of the elect, right, hear me out, right? You don't want to be in a situation like this where you are in Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. You want to watch out for that. You know what I'm saying? They might tell you, oh, there's not going to be a World War III. It's not going to be this and that. There's no kingdoms that's going to rise against each other. Well, if you studied the doctrine, right, like 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15 say, then you will know if you look at chapter 24 of Matthew, verse 6, or actually let's start at verse 4. And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Don't be that many, especially if you was deceived once like myself, or a few times like myself before I came into the right doctrine. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? So you don't want somebody coming up to you saying, oh, there won't be no wars. That's just false doctrine. Well, here's the thing. Look at that. It shows you. Chapter 24, verse 6. It shows you. And then if you look at Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and the kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. Okay? You don't want to get caught up by nobody that's coming around trying to fake the funk with you. You know what I'm saying? And they might tell you that this is the land of mirth and God is of, God is of all love. Well, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, he's a just creator. He can give you mirth and happiness, and he can also give you pain and sorrow. Because if you look at right here, all these are the beginning of sorrows, which it is. There ain't nobody that I can think of around me that's really in mirth and happiness. They faking it. They are really, really faking it. I'm not lying. I am not lying when I say there's so many people out here. They are stressed. They are being overworked. They are being underpaid. They are feeling the spiritual energy all around us. The times have changed dramatically. This is the time where you should be up on second, if not the first watch, or on third watch if you're not on the second watch, because you don't want Yahweh Shai to come in and he see you not doing your job, and you shouldn't have to do your job with him being there. He should be able to leave and you are doing your job. If he tell you to fast, he shouldn't have to be there for you to fast. He should walk off, do whatever he got to do, and then when he comes back, he know that you have done your job. And look, it says right here in 24 verse 11, and many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. And honestly, it's true, because a lot of them, they love for many will wax cold, and that's just, it is what it is. It's gonna cause more issues. It's gonna cause way more issues. You don't want to be like, in my personal opinion, since it's already here, if you look at Matthew 25 verse 2, 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish. Well, if anybody knows the story about the 10 virgins, we already know that the bridegroom was coming forth to meet them and take them into the lamb's wedding, or Salakia was to take them into the wedding, and 5 of them had extra oil. You want to be those 5 that had the extra oil, I'd rather be that person that has a storehouse with a little extra in case I might need it, than to be like the 5 foolish virgins who didn't have no oil but what was already inside of their lamps. Okay, you can't just think that, for instance, this one bottle of water is going to be enough on a hot day. And if you live in Hawaii like I do, you know that this one bottle of water is not enough. If Yahweh Shai came through to you in dream, and said, I'm going to meet you, you're going to have to stand outside in the sun until I get there, take some water with you. You don't want to just sit there and be like 5, foolish virgins and have one bottle. You're going to want an extra bottle, and I'm just throwing that out there as an example. I mean, if y'all picked up on what I was trying to say, then that's cool, but I just wanted to put that out there. Study to show thyself approved. Study, and watch out for those that can divide and cause contrary to the doctrine, because it will not be pretty if you get caught up in some mess out here because of these false prophets. And a lot of them are in these churches. They only care about money. They only care about sleeping with each other. They don't care about your problems. They do not care. They have one of those, what is it called? 501(c) or something like that. I forget what it's called. But anyway, they're not going to tell you that you're going to have to take that microchip. They're not going to tell you that if you take that microchip, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to disconnect from you. They're not going to tell you any of that stuff. They're going to sit up here and they're going to be the goats, and they're going to go to the left, and you know what I'm saying? You're going to be the sheep, and you'll be able to go to the right, because a lot of them, they selfish. They won't feed the hungry. They won't help out nobody that's sick and lame. They won't help out nobody but their own self. They want to fill up their bosom to the brim with whatever lucrative gain that they want. Some of us, like myself, I've already just made my peace. It is what it is. I done lost everything, y'all. I'm not even lying to y'all. I done lost so much, and I'm about to lose some more. Because if I keep trying to save myself in this world, then everything that I'm looking for in the next life, if I be one of the hopeful elect, you know, I can, you know, if I try to save everything in this world, I'm gonna lose that. You know, who wants to be a part of this world? It's a bunch of fake love. It's a bunch of fake help. It's a bunch of fake everything. Okay, the food is close to being 100% fake almost at this point. Almost. Not yet. You know, hopefully we don't have to deal with that. We won't. But there's a lot of craziness going on in this world. I'm going to say it again. Do not take that microchip. Do not take that mark of the beast microchip. I do not care about the government seeing this. I don't care. I do not. All right. Because the way I see it is that you can jail me. And at the end of the day, if we want to look at Acts chapter 12, verse 7. See, y'all be acting like that this can't happen. This can actually happen. This right here, let me pull it up. I kid you not, this can happen. For a few of us that might end up in jail, this is the most craziest thing I had read. And I say craziest thing in a good way. But if you look at Acts chapter 12, verse 7, and behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison. And he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands. And the angel said unto him, Gird thyself and bind on thy sandals. And so he did. And he said unto him, Cast thy garment about thee and follow me. The angel broke him out of prison because he was getting persecuted by Herod. Okay, so for the few that might end up getting their faith tested in prison because they refuse to take the mark of the beast, you know, don't ever think that Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai won't break you out of that situation. He has divine ways. You can be loaded up on a bus to a evil FEMA camp where they do chipping processes and they also doing tortures. You can be on the way to something like, I think it's called the Auschwitz or something like that. Excuse my pronunciation, but I think it was like some evil German camp during World War II, during the Holocaust. It can be on that level of crazy. And the bus will, on the way there, might hit a rock and have a flat tire and the bus fall over to the side. You could be the only one that literally survived that fall or that car wreck or whatever you would call it when the bus tilted over to the side. And then you would just so happen to have your handcuffs broken free from the impact. You may have hit something that was real hard and it broke the handcuffs. And then you're the only one who live and escape off the bus. And then the Lord takes you into the wilderness that's nearby like a forest and he feeds you. He'll send a raven bird to drop a piece of fish or to drop some fruit or whatever the case might be. He'll send some kind of animal to help you, you know? So I don't do these videos, man, you know what I'm saying? The water and Salakia if I wasn't professional as I should be, but I just wanted to put this out. I normally make shorts, man. So with that being said, Kahala Leim La, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rahakadash, Barakatham, the water, Shalom.